Volunteering should be something everyone does within their life. Why, you might ask, or even how? Well, I have the perfect episode to answer both of those questions. Just stay tuned until after the music.
You're about to listen to a great episode of the Laz and B Experience podcast. Within this episode, my hope is that you obtain something that will help you find your success. So grab a pen, get your paper, your favorite snack or drink, and really listen to what I have to say. I truly believe it can be what you need to get you to your next level in life. So grab a seat and enjoy the ride, and I'll see you on the other side.
Welcome back to another episode of the Laz and B Experience podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. This is going to be another great episode to help you find your success, to help you on your journey to your success. And with that, today's episode, I'm going to be talking about volunteering. I'm going to be talking about the benefits of volunteering. I'm going to be talking about why volunteering is important. I'm going to be talking about the different types of volunteering and how you can get involved with volunteering, which is all great information for you when you're on your journey to success. You might ask, why is volunteering important on my success or to my success? And I will tell you, volunteering is important because it can do a lot of things for you. But the most important thing it's going to do is help build your community wherever you are, whether you're in a big city or a small city. Volunteering is something that can help you as well as help your community. And I'm going to get more into that. But before I get into all of that, I have a story time, as I always do with my individual episodes. So if you have listened to any of my other episodes, most notably probably in my mentoring episode, I have talked about me and my involvement with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Indiana. And if you don't know or haven't heard of my mentoring episode, I would definitely recommend you go back and listen to the episode because it has a lot of great information about mentorship and how important that is to your success as well. But just a small recap. I've been involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Indiana for around 4.5 years now. And just in case you're not familiar with Big Brothers Big Sisters, it's a great organization that pairs youth, aka littles, with adult mentors, aka bigs. As a big, our goal is to mentor, advise, guide, and share our experiences with our littles to help ignite their potential, which is one of our kind of slogans or selling points when we're trying to recruit more bigs to be bigs within our program. Now, we, both bigs and littles, sign up for the program. We sign up to be committed to the program for at least a year. And then within that year, every month, we will do some type of event or hangout or something for 4 to 6 hours. Sorry. So that's 4 to 6 hours a month for a year. Now, of course, you are encouraged to do more, but the minimum requirement is that 4 to 6 hours a month. Now, the last thing I want to say about the program is that they do background checks and interview the bigs, littles, and the littles family to make sure that everyone, of course, has a good background and they're not criminals or anything like that, but also to make sure that everyone is a fit with each other within that match. Because even though you are just committing, I shouldn't say just, but you are committing a year to this match of a big and a little, they want you to continue throughout the program until the little graduates from high school, which is also the time they graduate from the program. So making sure that the match is a good fit can also encourage for that match to continue past that 1 year mark, which I think they did a great job with me and my little, because like I said, we've been matched for 4.5, almost 5 years now. Now, as far as me and my little, we have been able to have a lot of different experiences and learned a lot about each other. Now, one of the experiences that we had that was my first time experiencing as well, was going to the zoo for a dolphin show and being able to be in the water with the dolphins, which was, again, my first time doing it. And I was kind of nervous to do it because I didn't know what to expect. And of course, we took pictures as well. And I must also mention that with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Indiana, we did it through them because they have a partnership with the Indianapolis Zoo, and we were able to do that experience totally free. I don't even think I had to pay for parking. I don't think I had to pay for parking, which was a great experience to have for me and my little. Now, all experiences are not that big or would cost as much money as it would have if we wasn't a part of the program. Sometimes we would just go to the library because he loves going to the library, and sometimes we would go to the YMCA. With every activity that we do, I also try to grab lunch with him so we can try new things and try things that he might not have been able to try otherwise, like sushi. When I was a kid, when I was his age, I did not like sushi. I think I remember trying it one time. I don't even think I can consider it trying. I think I licked a piece of sushi one time and I was like, I'm not doing this. But as I got older, I tried it again and I have failed. I shouldn't say fail, but I really enjoy the taste of sushi now. And I was able to show him or have tastings of sushi with him, and he likes it at his age. So that's just one thing that we've been able to do together as far as food. And then we also volunteer together, and that's another requirement for to be a part of the program is for you to volunteer with your little at least once a year. So far, twice, maybe 3 times, we volunteered at this program called Pack Away Hunger, and we help pack away lunches for less fortunate within the Indianapolis area. And I'm pretty sure Pack Away Hunger is in other cities too, but just specifically for Indianapolis, they have Pack Away Hunger, and we do it, I think, around December every year, or for 3 years now. I don't think we did it during the pandemic when that first started, but I think we did it every other year outside of that or close to it. Now, if you are interested in being with Big Brothers Big Sisters in general, or if you're in the Indianapolis area and want to be a part of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Indiana, please don't hesitate to contact me or ask me questions, whether it's through DM or through email, because like I say, I really, if you couldn't tell, I really enjoy my time being with Big Brothers Big Sisters. And just a fun fact for those who don't know, this year, me and my little was actually one of the matches of the year with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Indiana. So that was a great thing to be honored with that, and it could be something that you could be honored with as well if you decide to be a big as well. So please contact me, let me know if you are interested, because I will gladly lead you in the right direction. But that's just one way to volunteer within your community. So hopefully with the rest of this episode, you are encouraged and you are able to find a way that interests you. So let's get started with the main topic for this episode, which is again volunteering. So let's start with the importance of volunteering. Now, volunteering gives back to your community, whether it's giving back to people, to animals, to nature. You're helping make your community a better place to live. You're helping in ways that would probably otherwise go overlooked, unfortunately. It also gives a chance to the less fortunate and those who may not be able to help themselves, from youth who may need guidance to senior citizens who may need just an extra helping hand around the house. And in doing so, you're making a positive impact on their life, and you never know what that means to them. It also helps you become a more considerate, patient, and grateful person. In helping others, you also are helping yourself. You begin to see things and people in a different light and be more understanding when things are not going your way or they're going wrong in your own life. You kind of feel like, I don't want to say like you see them as like less than you, but you also see that you should be grateful for where you are, no matter if your life is going great or if you are not in the best space, but you realize that things could be worse off than they are now. Now, the importance of volunteering is also help solve problems that, again, otherwise will be ignored. Now, the problem could be as small as a kid not being able to get a haircut before the school year began. And being able to solve a problem like that could mean the world to them and have a positive impact on their life, and something, again, that they will remember for the rest of their life. Lastly, the importance of volunteering. It gives the youth something positive to do and keep them out of trouble, basically. Giving youth something positive to do within the community not only makes the community look better, but also provides an opportunity for them to gain and improve on skills that have a major impact on their future careers, whether it's them starting a career like being a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, or starting their own business, or whatever they want to do in their future. Now let's get into some of the benefits of volunteering. Now, if you are in high school or in college, it looks great on a resume to get you into college, as well as to win different scholarships. A lot of essay questions can be answered and help you stand out by describing times you volunteered or how you made a positive impact on your community. It can also help you learn new skills and gain new passions that can potentially help you earn advancements within your career. You're not just helping your community, you're also helping yourself become a well-rounded person employers are always looking for when they're looking for new employees or recruits. And then another great thing about volunteering is that, I talk about this a lot, is that you can build your network with people who already like to give. The people you work with, including a supervisor or a manager over that volunteering activity, already love to give. So if they can find a way to help you or give to you another person who likes to volunteer, they will most likely have no problem doing so. Now, I said this one already, but it's definitely big enough to mention again, is that another benefit of volunteering is that it gives back and builds your community. Where you are volunteering is most likely in your neighborhood or within your community, so you're giving your time to make it look better and feel better for everyone, and that only going to benefit you in the long run as well. And then lastly, another benefit that comes from volunteering is if you're volunteering with a 501c3 tax exempt organization, you could potentially write it off on your taxes. Now, depending on the type of organization it is and the type of work you do for them, you could potentially be able to get some tax deductions. Like example for me, with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Indiana, I can write off the mileages that I drive to, like with my little, to do our different activities. And then I can also write off the money that I use, like to buy lunch or to buy different things that we do throughout the activity that we actually do. But make sure you follow up with a tax preparer before doing so. I'm not a CPA, I'm not an attorney, so I'm not allowed to really educate or give this information out as legal advice because I'm not one of those people. So definitely talk to your CPA, talk to the person who does your taxes, talk to an attorney to make sure that what you're volunteering with can be written off on your taxes, because that's exactly what I did in order for me to write them off on my taxes. So now that we discussed the importance and the benefits of volunteering, now let's get into the different types of volunteering. And I don't have an official name for each of these different types of volunteering, but they're basically based off the time commitment that you will have to do for these for that type of volunteering activity. So the first thing on the list is volunteering for an event or event volunteering. Now, this could be for one day, this can be for a weekend, this can even be for a week. It could be for a number of different reasons, but it only lasts a certain amount of time. So it might be volunteering for a fundraiser, or maybe a water station at a marathon, or packing lunches for a charity like Me and My Little do for Pack Away Hunger. And then you might only actually volunteer for a portion of the whole event. So if the event is 8 hours long, you might only volunteer for 2 hours of that event. Or maybe the event is for the whole weekend, but you only volunteer one day instead of 2 days. So it's set for a certain number of time when you're actually doing the event or volunteering. And then it also might be something that happens only once and is done. It doesn't happen again. Or maybe it's something that happens maybe every year, and it happens like on that weekend or on that day every year or something like that. And you can choose to volunteer. You don't have to do it every year it comes, but you can do it if you have the time to do it. And again, you don't have to do it for the whole event. Maybe you only have 2 or 3 hours free, or maybe you only have one day instead of 2 or 3 days available, and you can choose the days that you can volunteer. So that is event volunteering. Now, the next one is scheduled volunteering. Now, this one is probably be more of a time commitment than the first one, because it's something that you would put on your schedule to do maybe once a week or once a month, or something that is occurring every so often. Now, this could be something like being a with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Century, Indiana, like I do. Or it could be volunteering at a senior citizen center, and maybe you do that maybe once a week, or even volunteering at an animal shelter. Now, with this type of volunteering, this is something you probably will be able to like really be able to network with other people within that organization, or who also volunteers at that same location. And you can build your networking skills, and then you can also improve on other skills that are useful during that volunteering activity, as well as maybe something that you want to do as a career path. So that is basically scheduled volunteering. Now, this next type of volunteering is kind of a mixture of the two that I just talked about, and I call it freelance volunteering. Now, this is where you might volunteer with a particular organization, but you only do it when you have free time to do so. So you might not do it on a regular basis, but it happens, or you do it whenever you have some time throughout your year. So you might only do it a few times a year or something like that. Now, this could be something like volunteering at a homeless shelter, or reading books for kids at your local library, or even helping with events at your church. So that is basically, I call it freelance volunteering. But again, those type of events can also help build your skills. Those are also things that can help build your network with people who maybe go there more than you, or maybe go there just as much as you, and then you see each other every time you go volunteer, and then maybe one day you guys catch up with something outside of volunteering, and you build a relationship that way. So now on to the last type of volunteering that I want to talk about today, which is volunteering based off your talent or skills that you have, or talent or skill based volunteering. Now, this one can fit in pretty much any of the above volunteering types I talked about today. Now, this is when you use a skill you already have and you give back to the community with that skill. It could be something that you start on your own, or something you do with partners, or you partner with other people to do. Now, it's also something you can do as frequently as you want to do it. So if you only have time to do it once a year, you can do it once a year. If it's something you can do once a month, you can do it once a month. So it can be something like giving piano lessons to a certain number of kids every week, or giving out free haircuts right before school start, or you can coach a local youth sports team within your community. So that, again, another great way to build your network, to get your name out there. If you, like I said, if it's a skill that you want to make money with, doing it for free or volunteering to do that service, so people can know how good you are with that service, and they can come to you at a later date to actually pay for that service is another great way that you're basically killing two birds with one stone, where you're showing off your skills and people can find you later, and you're also helping build your community and making it a better place to live. So now let's get into who should be volunteering. So you might ask, who should be volunteering? And the short answer for me is everyone should be volunteering. But let's get into some specific type of people. Now, I talked about this type of person already. So if you plan on going to college or would like to get free money to go to college, basically scholarships, volunteering should be something you put on your list of things to do. College admissions, scholarship contests, love to see people who love to give back to their community in some way or some fashion. People you volunteer with, like a volunteer supervisor or a manager, are also great people to write recommendation letters for you as well. So that's another great benefit of volunteering, is that those type of people are great people that you can go to for recommendation letters that can have experience with you of how caring or how great of a person you are when it comes to volunteering. And then it also looks great on your resume as a student, especially as a student who may not have a lot of real world experiences and are looking for their first internship or for their first career opportunity. Not just because you volunteer, but because you probably learned something that's very valuable for that company or for that job while you're volunteering, and you can use it within your career. Now, another type of person who should be volunteering are people who are looking to build certain skills and to build their network. I talked about this already kind of in this episode. So people who are volunteering, especially on a regular basis, are some of the most giving people you can find. And if they can find a way to give to you, another fellow volunteer, they most likely will. And like I said previously, just because you're volunteering your time doesn't mean you aren't gaining anything in return. You're gaining new skills as well. So managing and working with a team, solving problems, communicating efficiently are all things you will learn from volunteering, and also they're great skills to have on any career path that you want to take. Now, are you someone who wants to see your community grow and build and look better? Then you definitely should be volunteering. Unfortunately, there are things in this world you can't pay people to do, whether it's because of lack of funds or lack of money or a lack of people or both. So in order for you to see a change in your community, sometimes you have to make that change without the encouragement of a paycheck. Being able to help the youth have a better future or seeing beautiful flowers instead of a bunch of dirt is something money sometimes just can't buy for whatever reason. But that doesn't mean it shouldn't or can't happen or exist. Now, something that my football coach in high school used to always say, and he said it so much I actually thought he invented the saying, is teamwork makes the dream work. So if everyone in the community does something, no one has to try to do everything. Lastly, if you have a skill that can serve people or help people, animals, or nature live a better life, you should definitely be volunteering. No, you don't have to volunteer all the time, but again, giving back to your community with your skills can only make your community a better place to live. Whether it's teaching others the skill that you have or providing a service others may need, making it available to and for people who may not be able to get it otherwise can change their lives so much, in which it can most likely change the trajectory of that community or your community. And then as you give, this will also encourage others to give within your community, which brings me kind of back to what my high school coach used to always say, or his favorite quote, which is teamwork makes the dream work. So you never have to try to do it alone. And I'm actually going to bring it up again in this last section. But you don't have to do it by yourself. You don't have to do it solo. So hopefully that kind of gets you motivated and ready to volunteer. But then you may ask, how do I even get started volunteering? And that's a great question, and one I am going to answer right now. Now, the first thing you could do is really look around your community, whether it's in person or online, and see who and where people are looking for volunteers. In most cases, you don't even have to look very far or jump through a lot of hoops to find them, because a lot of places are always looking for volunteers, whether it's for an event, whether it's something like Big Brothers Big Sisters of Century, Indiana, who's looking for bigs all year round. It can be anywhere that you can basically look and you can find a place to volunteer. All you really have to do is let them know that you're interested, whether it's in person, online, or even over the phone, and they will guide you to how to get involved. If you already have an organization you're interested in volunteering with, just look online or even go to their offices and let them know that you're interested in volunteering. Again, if they already have a type of volunteering program with them, they will easily be able to help you and walk you through the different steps to get involved. Like I talked about this whole episode, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Indiana, or any Big Brothers Big Sisters program within the United States. If you want to get involved with them, all you really have to do is go to their website, go to their volunteering tab, fill out the information that they're asking, and someone will contact you and give you exactly what you need to do and exactly where you need to be in order to volunteer. Now, if you are in the Indianapolis area and you are interested in working with and volunteering with Big Brothers Big Sisters, you have an extra resource to help you, and that's me. So all you have to do is really contact me, and I can get you in touch with the people or with someone who can help you through the process of becoming a big. I do want to mention right now also that with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Indiana, currently, if you're listening to this within the time that I released this episode, we have a campaign to get 500 big sign up to be a part of Big Brothers Big Sisters before the Indy 500, which is, I believe, May 28th. So we have around 2 months to get 500 bigs to be a part of the program. We started this campaign maybe a month or so ago, and it's actually a partnership with the Indy 500, which is in Speedway, Indiana, here in Indianapolis. And we're like really campaigning to get at least 500 mentors or bigs to be a part of this program. And like I talked about Big Brothers Big Sisters already, it's a great program to be a part of if you're looking to volunteer within the city of Indianapolis or pretty much any city that you live in. Like I talked about different things that me and my little do, but there's a lot of other things that you can do, especially if it's something that you're interested in or something that your little is interested in. There's always some type of activity that can be done. And again, you only have to volunteer or only have to do the activities with your little 4 to 6 hours a month. And with me and my little, that can be done within one day. And with me, we hang out probably a couple times a month. So that's more than the 4 to 6 hours a month. And then if you don't have any ideas of what you can do as far as activities here in Indianapolis with Big Brothers Big Sisters, they always have a lot of different ideas for different events. And sometimes they're hosting different events. And most of the time, if they're hosting an event, it's free and it has probably some lunch with it or have something with it. And all you have to do is show up and they will give you everything you need for that event. So that's my little spiel on being a big brother or being a big sister with Big Brothers Big Sisters here in Central Indiana or Indianapolis. And I would love for you guys to be a part of it if that's something that you want to volunteer with. So back to my regular scheduled episode. Here I was talking about how to get involved with volunteering or how to start volunteering. So my last thing I want to talk about that, actually it's not my last thing. I have 2 more things I want to talk about. Now, if you're a little more adventurous and want to serve with your skills, you can definitely create your own event in an organization. And it doesn't have to be something very large, and you don't have to do it alone. Find people who are interested in that same type of volunteering activity or same type of volunteering work and split up the workload. Again, teamwork makes the dream work. And then after you have concrete plans, you might be able to get even more people to volunteer their time or their money or even space if you need it, because they want to see that there's actually something, it's not just words, but actually a plan in place to get everything done that you want to get done. Lastly, go to places like your local schools, churches, and libraries. These are places that usually have events going on all year round, so you can select what event and or days that work best for you. They also may have a range of different opportunities, so you can be able to select something that is close to your skill set and or your interests. And a lot of times it's not a huge time commitment. So if it's your first time volunteering, you can see if it's something that you like to do, and if it's not something you like to do, you can easily try something else or try somewhere else. And with that, I hope I was able to help you not only understand the importance of volunteering, but felt encouraged to start volunteering and learn some ways for you to get out there and volunteer. But as always, before I end my individual episodes, I would love for you to participate in a challenge of the week. So this week, my challenge is very simple, and you probably already know before I even have to say anything. But my challenge for you this week is for you to find a way to volunteer within your community. Now, the actual event or the thing that you're volunteering with doesn't have to happen this week or happen within a week, but it should be something you have a date for and scheduled on your calendar to actually do, whether it's within this week, whether it's within this month, or it's something you might do over the summer. Have it scheduled for you to actually do sometime this week. And then again, it doesn't have to be something big or have a large time commitment to it. It can be something that you do for one day. It can be something you do for a couple hours. And just find something that is interest to you and then get out there and volunteer. And with that, I would like to say thank you again for listening to another episode of the Lazen Be Experience podcast. I hope you was able to gain something from it to help you along your journey to your success. If you like what you heard today, please like, share, comment, and subscribe so I can know that you're not just listening to the content, but also enjoying the content. If you have questions, comments, or topic ideas or guest ideas, don't hesitate to email me at lazenbeexperience@gmail.com. Remember, seasons 1 and 2 are also still available on all platforms you listen to podcasts, and that's including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and pretty much anywhere else you listen to podcasts at the Lazen Be Experience podcast, just like you found this episode. Lastly, for my readers, I have a blog that covers every individual episode topic that I talk about this season, and that can be found at thelazenbeexperience.wordpress.com. Now, within my blog, I also have articles from season 2, as well as articles from before I even had a podcast. So there's a lot of material, a lot of content that you can read if you enjoy reading. And with that, I would like to again say thank you all for listening to another episode of the Lazen Be Experience podcast. And as always, until next time, continue your journey until you reach your success. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of the Lazen Be Experience podcast. I really hope you were able to receive valuable information that will help you take actionable steps to get you closer to achieving your goals. If this is true for you, I would really appreciate it if you share this episode with others, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to continue receiving updates on new episodes. I truly am excited about how my experience, the Lazen Be Experience, can make a difference in your life. Again, thank you for listening to the Lazen Be Experience podcast, and until next time, continue your journey until you reach your success.